Well, we're coming down the bank here, and this bank is all rock and riprap, and it drops straight down into the river channel right along here on the eastern shore. And when the river, especially up around this height, the fish will slide off to the side, and they'll be right along that drop off, hanging down alongside there. And we're only out 20 feet off the shore. It's 10, 11 feet deep. But that shore drops straight down. It's 6, 7 feet down along that side, and then it slopes down into 10. The water up like this, the fish they'll be right up along this side.
Now, the fish, obviously, it's cold now.
Yeah, it's cold now.
They'll move up there because we got a nice sun on us right now.
Right.
And a degree or two will, they'll like that. They'll just move up.
Yes, sir.
But now, you like this in the springtime also.
I love this in the spring. Love this spot in the spring. Spring and real early spring. Like anything, April-ish, May. Not so much May, but March and April, late March, early April. But this really turns on nice, and here again in October.
And I know you like to throw your spinnerbait in here.
Yes. I'm even gonna. Here it is. We're in January, and I'm even gonna toss it, and I'm gonna see if there's something that might be interesting. I'm just gonna let the spinnerbait helicopter down the side. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to get them to chase it. I'm just trying to. You got to try. Try.
Yeah. Well, I know. I like it when you see a bank that drops off like that. You really don't even need a depth finder because you know that it's going straight down.
Right.
You don't see that long, gradual slope that
No.
just drops off like that. And one of the things that we both love the Delaware River for fishing for smallmouth, but when you see this chunk rock like this, you have to be able to, the fish there because they lean up against it. What's in there? Crayfish, minnows, stuff like that.
The Susquehanna is a crayfish factory.
Yeah, and then they'll just move up and down.
Yep.
One of the things, because we had a smooth edge up there, probably don't hold as many fish. So you get down to here where all the crevices are and all the drop off.
And it comes around the corner, and there's bigger rocks. Like you see the chunk rock here. Mm-hmm. That rock comes all the way down the side here, and that's going to break the current up. And
will you find these fish in pockets
as
you go through here, or do you find them just scattered all out?
It's a little bit of both, Bob. It's a little bit of both. Sometimes they're all over the place, and other times, it's 1 or 2 turns off the shoreline.
And you could get numbers off of this.
Oh yeah, This area is, you come up and you come down the side, and you come up and you do it again. You can do that all day long.
Now you talked about the level of the water that we have right now.
Right.
Tell us about what kind of level, number-wise, do you look on the gauge at, say, Harrisburg to let you know that this is a really good time to go fishing?
Right. We're fishing Harrisburg. This is a nice level. It's actually a little bit high for this area, maybe 6, 8 inches high. And when I checked the level last night, it was at right around 4.9 on the Harrisburg gauge. And you can fish this effectively down to 3.5. Anything lower than that, and this becomes a minefield down here. And anything, if you get up around 6 to 7 feet, this water in here is just moving way too fast.
Way too fast.
You can fish it,
but
it's tough. When it gets up that high, you just scoot up into the narrows up there and do much better.
Yeah, and exactly where are we on the Susquehanna? I know we have the Statue of Liberty out there, so that's a focal point. But what area would you say that
we're actually in Fort Hunter?
Fort Hunter.
Yes, and we're probably about no more than 10 minutes from downtown Harrisburg. We're right on a major thoroughfare, 332. 322.
Yeah, and for people in our area, it's not really hard to get out here.
No.
2 hours, turnpike.
It's a 2-hour ride. It's all main highway. It's nothing difficult.
The only thing is you do need a jet boat, I got to tell you.
You got to have a jet. Without a jet, you could, if the water's up higher, you could sneak up here, but it could be tough.
Yeah.
So not only is it tough, it could be very dangerous to the bottom of your boat. Or your prop. You could find yourself in a whole lot of trouble real quick. Hey,
now,
jet boats find themselves in a lot of trouble here.
I betcha, yeah, because people...
You go down here through these rocks in the lower water, and the rocks are all silver, and that's from the aluminum.
It's scraped off the bottom.
Off the bottom of the boat. It's actually kind of fun to check that out. It's like, well, they didn't make it here.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. If you're coming out here, you really know the first time. You got to come out here with somebody who has been out here,
Very advisable.
knows it. I know somebody can get a jet boat, just come right out here,
Right.
but it's better to come with somebody that knows this area because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble.
Yep.
And the ramp is a very nice ramp we have there.
Fort Hunter ramp.
Yeah, not a big ramp, but it works out pretty nice. All right, I'm going to catch a fish here.
It's a nice place to fish.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's very popular.
Yeah. Now what? Like, speaking of popular, you advise people getting here real early in the morning to get a spot because it's not a lot of parking down there.
When the bite is on, as they call it, you got to be here. You know, there's nothing being here before first light. You know, and waiting for safe light to run up here, or else you're going to find yourself looking for a parking spot. I've come here a few times and not been able to put in because there's no parking.
No parking. Yeah.
You know, and I end up having to go find a different ramp somewhere. There's nowhere to park.
Now, how many ramps are along this area now? On this side, there's not too many, right?
No, as a matter of fact,
on the east side, I guess.
No, for pure access along here, Fort Hunter is the only one that I know of. I know there's another ramp way up in Dolphin, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. I haven't been up there. I mean, you could go up into Duncannon and come down. Sorry about it.
So if you're interested in finding more about this, go to our website, Delaware Valley Outdoors, and we'll hook you up and we'll give you the more information that you need. So just go to our website and we'll help you.
And now for a closer look at today's tackle, Delaware Valley Outdoors presents the Tackle Box. For more information about the tackle used on today's show, go to DelawareValleyOutdoors.com.
Hey, Kurt, we're here with the Tackle Box section of the show. It's January. It's quite warm for January, as you know. It's cool out on the water, though. It's cool out there. But at this time of the year, or anytime when you get this kind of water conditions on the Susquehanna, you're going to throw jerkbaits.
Absolutely.
That would be my first thing. Would be that, and that works into the fall and all that. But okay, you have a couple of selections here. What do we have here?
That's a Deep Diver Pointer 78. It's in the brownie color. It's a color that's just by Cabela's. I really like that color. That color works really well.
And now, how far does this dive down?
That dives right around 6 to 7 feet.
Now, again, it's a jerkbait, but it's also a suspending jerkbait.
That's
right?
correct.
Right. So when you cast it out, twitch, and then it pauses. Now, depending on how hard you pull, how many times you pull, does that determine how far it goes down?
That determines how far it goes down. Also, a lot determines that is the water temperature. The colder the water, it doesn't go down quite as far either sometimes, because the specific center of gravity is the.
Right. Okay, and now this one here?
That's an Ishiki color, Pointer 78. That's just a regular diver. That only goes down probably about 4 feet, and I'll use that in muddier conditions.
How about time of year? Would this still be cold water, or would
Yes.
you use this during the springtime?
I'll use it in the spring. I generally drop off in the springtime. I don't use the jerkbaits too much in the spring. More of a fall, winter bait for me.
This one here, they have sharp hooks.
Yes, very sharp
Very
hooks.
sharp hooks.
Very sharp hooks.
Right,
It's
this big-
amazing that they get off on that. It just boggles my mind.
I just get near it and I'm hooked,
I'm
and
telling you.
they can hit it and
Right.
get rid of it. Okay.